Welcome to paradise, or to hell for most of you. You're here because you think you're tough enough for the SAS.
SAS selection is legendary for its toughness. Jungle survival is an essential part of the process. We're in 30,000 square miles of jungle in Sarawak, the Malaysian part of Borneo. Former members of the SAS are recreating SAS selection. Our volunteers have been pre-selected from trials in the Brecon Beacons. Quite simply, they're some of the fittest people in the... During the last 13 days in Borneo, many have been pushed to their physical limits. They've also had loads to learn about SAS soldiering. Weapon skills. Combat first aid. Patrol formation. From 24 volunteers at the start, we're down to 6. In their last mission, they carried out a close target recce, or CTR, of an enemy base. The information gained from the CTR will now be used to plan the next mission.
OK, you've got an operation to go on. The commander for this operation will be Parsons. Right, ground. Ground secondary and primary jungle crisscrossed with many rivers. Very similar to the ground you've been operating in over the last couple of weeks. Situation. After receiving the info from your CTR, it is concluded that the base is maintained and supplied by the main river. The enemy are travelling across the border downriver into our area of operations. We have specific info from an informer that an officer will be carrying vital information downriver to the enemy camp. Your mission is to establish an ambush at grid 304, 309 and take out the target boat. Collect the information and return to the headquarters. Phase 1. You will leave HQ grid 284, 322 by longboat. Move upriver to grid 290-318, where you will cache the boats.
OK, it's about 8 o'clock. The guys are off for their first mission together as a team. Now, the pressure's on. They've got absolutely no military experience whatsoever, so we can't dictate how they're going to react when they get there. Even though they've been well briefed, one thing's for certain. I have no idea that today's the last time they're going to be together as a 6, because at the end of the day, there's going to be dismissals by Eddie and the rest of the DS staff. The river ambush exercise will be the sternest test of the volunteers' soldiering abilities so far. They will be accompanied by 2 members of the directing staff who will assess their performance. All the directing staff are ex-SAS. The enemy will be played by members of the Malaysian Army. Before setting out, Eddie Stone tells the volunteers this is a deniable mission. In actual SAS operations, a deniable mission is one which is not officially recognised by the government. This means if any member of SAS were wounded or caught, no one will be sent to rescue them. Eddie and the DS have set the same rules for the river ambush exercise. They've reached the grid reference where they will hide the boats. This marks the boundary of enemy territory. The patrol cannot continue to move along the main routes such as rivers, as this could compromise the mission. Ian Parsons has the job of patrol commander. Today's mission will reveal whether he has the necessary leadership qualities. The patrol must ensure the boats are well concealed before they can go through the jungle to the next grid reference.
Phase 2. You'll move on foot grid 290-318 to grid 298-14. Remember that as soon as you leave the cache area, you're behind enemy lines.
As they move through the jungle, the patrol communicate with hand signals. Noise must be kept to the bare minimum. They maintain a tactical formation as they could be attacked at any time. This is as real as it gets on actual SAS jungle exercises.
Leaving my daughter behind is not a hard decision because I'm going to do it anyway. So there you go. Even though I did have a bit of grief at first of the grandparents, but as Holly said, it's a chance in a lifetime.
Phase 3. You'll move on foot to a bend in the main river at grid 298313, where you will have to negotiate the river to the south bank.
They arrive at the grid location for the river crossing. Ian Parsons sets an all-round defence. He then indicates to Susie Appleby to go on point. Point is the front position in a patrol, so Susie will cross the river first. The patrol knows that the enemy used this river to ferry supplies to a base downstream. There is a real risk of being exposed. As Susie is on point, she has the job checking there is no enemy presence. The person on point always takes the greatest risk. Susie swims across the river using her Bergen to help her float. At all times, she must keep her weapon dry and stay alert. This is where she will make her earlier training on how to carry out a tactical river crossing really count.
I'm not trying to prove out anything really. I just want to get out there and do all right and last a reasonable length of time before getting chucked off. I'm not bothered about proving to anyone else, just to myself that I can do it.
Ian takes up a defensive position, watching Susie's back as she crosses. On the opposite bank, Susie scours the jungle to check for enemy activity. Everything looks good, so she signals the all clear to the next patrol member.
Phase 4. From grid 298313, you will again proceed on foot to grid 304309, the south side of the large river junction.
Ian checks the patrol's position. He must navigate between jungle features to get the precise bend in the river. The patrol is now approaching the location for the river ambush. They move with great caution, maintaining an awareness of potential booby traps, and at all times checking the jungle for signs of the enemy. They have reached the designated grid reference for the river bend, but first they have to cross to the opposite bank. This is where the ambush is to be set. Jill Watson is now on point and is the first to cross. In previous exercises, she has proved that she can maintain a high morale even when she's under intense physical pressure. The river ambush will test how useful she is as a soldier.
I'm quite a happy person. It takes a lot to get me down. Morale tends to be quite high and I'm very optimistic. And I am a good team member and I probably will try to help people and try to jolly them on a bit. But And you don't know until it happens, and I think I might be expecting something quite bad, I think.
Tim Phillips has also shown a lot of physical toughness so far. In his job, he's used to being in control. How will he respond to Ian's leadership?
In terms of coping with authority, it kind of a little bit depends upon how sensible I think the authority is. If they're kind of giving some, instruction or guidelines, which I kind of broadly agree with or can see the sense behind, then absolutely fine. But if it's ludicrous, then, and doesn't make sense, then a little bit more of an issue.
Phase 5. You will establish an ambush at this location. On initiation of the ambush, you must check all enemy for information.
Okay, this is the scene of the river ambush. The guys are now across the river. After the last couple of days of very intensive military training, particularly the CTR, this is the sternest test of their soldiering abilities and the standard by which they'll be judged.
Ambushing a boat which has got vital documents in. They'll be in camouflage gear with guns. We've got to get the documents are either on the person in the boat or people in the boat or in the boat. Whatever happens, we've got to get them. Got left and a right flank. We've got the centre bit, which is the killing zone. So we've got 5 people in the killing zone. We've got 2 on the left flank, 2 on the right flank.
The river ambush has 3 elements. The first element is a central killing group made up of 5 patrol members. They have the task of firing on the enemy boat. Upstream of them is the left-hand cut-off position. From here, a member of the directing staff will signal to the killing group when a boat is approaching. The third element is a right-hand cut-off group. Sam Pantling and the other member of the directing staff are in this position. They have the task of pulling the boat into the shore. This is a standard SAS ambush layout.
Basically, a river ambush is an ambush on the enemy's main supply route, because MSR, same in the Gulf War, go in and attack roads. But here in the jungle, the rivers are the main MSRs.
So as part of the selection process, this is pretty much a key part, right?
Yeah, it's a river ambush is a big key part in the whole of the jungle training. I'm going to take you up to the killing zone. We're going to move as far forward as we can to the river without exposing the whole body. We've got to be camouflaged up as much as we can so they can't see us from the river. When we get there, safety catch is off. Keep your finger away from the trigger. Once I fire, you open fire. Understand? Okay, we're off in 1 minute. Back in the 60s, early 60s, when the SAS operated here, one of the main things they did was to cross the border and ambush the Indonesians on their rivers. And it worked extremely well because it made them keep away from the border area. Okay. Let's go then.
Ian now begins to move members of the central killing group into a position overlooking the river. The volunteers are all armed with replica rifles, which will fire blanks. The enemy is being played by members of the Malaysian army.
Yeah. Go as far forward as you can without being seen from the river. Okay, just there, Jill. Just there.
During an ambush, an SAS patrol does not use any radios or voice to communicate. Instead, lines of paracord are used to lay signals. The DS in the left-hand cut-off position runs a cord to Ian in the central killing group.
Now get it tied off in position. Yeah. I'll give you 5 poles. Yeah. Just to test it. Send back 5 poles. Once I receive those 5 bolts, then my side of the ambush is set. And every time you see a boat, there's 2 tugs. Yep. Put it down below your weapon. Sorry. Put it down below your weapon.
The paracord runs under all the members of the killing group. They will be able to feel any tugs on the cord. It is a simple and silent means of relaying signals. Ian next goes to talk to Sam and the DS in the right-hand cut-off position.
Yeah. Can I have the string? You got to run one all the way up there. Can you do that? Run it into the centre to me.
This second line will allow Ian to signal to Sam when he needs to be ready to intercept the boat and pull it into the bank. The lines are in position. The DS in the position to first spot the boat tests his line to Ian. The ambush is now set. They wait.
Down this way, follow me, follow me. Cease fire! Flanks in! Move down, help. Help him down here, help down here. Do you want to get in and help him?
Sam has to act fast. He swims out into the river and gets hold of the boat. The patrol must get away quickly. The noise of the ambush would have alerted any enemy for some distance. But first they have to search the boat to find the information Eddie told him to get.
Get the guns, get the gun, get the gun, and the other one. Get the gun.
Whilst they're searching the boat, Iona discovers that one of the DS has been wounded. As part of the exercise, the DS will play the role of a wounded patrol member. It's a test of their combat first aid and also poses a dilemma for them. They're under tremendous pressure to get away, but now they have a casualty to deal with.
Can't breathe. Have you got anything good? Anything else?
Jill finds a briefcase which contains the vital intelligence.
There's nothing on this guy.
The patrol could now withdraw if it wasn't for the casualty.
Guys, come up here now.
We're coming.
Now.
Off you go. Go. Quick.
That's it. Keep your eyes open. Keep looking around you. Man down, get the medikit. Cover your name. Say staff.
Undo his top button. Put in the recovery seat.
The volunteers need to demonstrate the correct first aid procedures. The DS has a simulated gunshot wound to the chest. They've already checked his breathing. Now they must stem the flow of any bleeding.
Got the pressure on. Keep him talking.
Stick your tongue out, stick your tongue out.
Has someone got the medikit?
Yeah, medikit.
Mike, it might only be an exercise, but the volunteers have got a bit of a situation on their hands now, haven't they?
Yeah, and they're expected to take it seriously and behave as if he's really been injured, so they've got to rapidly assess him. Where's the damage? What about the back as well as the front? The bullet can come out and cause awful damage. Obviously, is he breathing properly? Does he have a circulation? Is he going to be able to survive and get out of here?
Sam has the idea of using the boat to get the casualty back down the river.
Keep talking to me.
Hold it.
It's all right.
My chest, can't breathe.
All right, I've got it.
Susie is sent to get the boat. She dashes into the river with her weapon.
Nick, open your eyes. So we know you're okay.
Ready? Take your hand away.
The river is deeper than it looks, and she soon gets into trouble.
Sam!
She calls out to Sam for help, but he is dealing with the casualty and doesn't hear her.
It's gonna be all right, buddy. Just hang in there.
Tim just sits and watches as Susie struggles to stay afloat.
Okay, is there any check? Is there anywhere else? It's fine.
What are you doing this up? Hand on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, on this side. Head back, head back. Head back, tongue out.
Susie reaches the boat, only to be informed by the DS that it's been shot up and cannot be used.
Open your eye.
After initial first aid, they can now get the casualty out. They can't use the boat, so discuss other options.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to get him
Shall I
out.
carry him? Shall I put him on your shoulder? Over my shoulder.
Want to make a stretcher?
Stay with us. Good,
Okay.
good. Hang in there. Hang in there. Okay.
We need a stretcher.
Yeah,
Use
stretcher.
the webbing as a...
2 poles and
as a...
I've got cold bed in my...
Okay, can you get it?
Okay, the two of us
And-
need to go back to the Bergen Canton.
Okay, you.
Cover you guys.
And stay with us.
Where's Suze?
She's coming back. You need 3 guys there, yeah?
Stretcher ideally, but... Guys.
They decide to make a stretcher. Ian and Tim go off to cut the poles.
You're all right, Dave. You're all right. You're all right.
Breathe.
All right, you've got another lung. Keep breathing. Keep breathing.
The DS starts getting into his role.
Have you got the celluline? Someone got the celluline?
You're right. Someone get the saline.
Ian, the celluline's more important than the stretcher.
Right.
Saline!
Mark, let's check where your tongue is. You're all right.
Yes.
Jill's not convinced they should take the wounded DS.
Deniable. Nobody knows we're here. He's going to slow us down.
Can you please get a hold of it?
Eddie Stone has been observing how they're dealing with the situation. He reminds Ian of the harsh realities of a deniable mission.
You can take him to a hospital, and as soon as you take him to hospital, he's going to get... So what are you going to do with him?
We don't want to leave him stuff. We try and take him back with us. We'll try and save him stuff.
Try and save him where?
But just between us, between our medical skills.
And you're going to stay in the jungle until he's fit, are you?
We'll radio for a helicopter or something.
Nobody's going to come and pick you up. It's a deniable mission.
Breathe.
Well, we don't want to leave him stuff.
Talk amongst yourselves. You can't take him back to the hospital or anything.
Come on, guys.
You're
Hurry
going to
up.
take him out, yeah?
We can't do anything for him, Ian.
We can't do anything for him.
It'll jeopardise all of us. One life.
Come on,
move it.
let's move. We're taking you. Your decision. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Get down there with it.
Okay.
Go on.
Jill's attempt to persuade Ian to leave the casualty fails. That's a bit of priority and his people into position.
That's it.
Yes. On the 3, we're up. Ready? 1,
Where's that now?
1, 2, 3, go.
Now they must face the daunting challenge of carrying the casualty all the way back to where they hid the boats. It looks like the DS is in for a rocky ride. They cannot manage carrying the casualty and their Bergens and make the decision to leave them behind. They discover the harsh reality of their decision. Even a small hill becomes a difficult obstacle.
Slowly, guys. Sam, lift a little bit if you can. Just lift a little bit. One, two, three.
It's hard to imagine it's only 13 days since these 6 members of the public started the recreation of SAS Jungle Selection. The experience and training they've gained has turned them into an efficient and determined team.
Up, guys. Can we get it on our shoulders?
Make sure the casualty doesn't slip out, Robertson.
The patrol have a long way to go to get back to where they hid the boats. As they're still behind enemy lines, they should avoid walking on the main tracks in order to minimise the chance of further contact with the enemy.
Keep on to your front, Watson. We want security, we've got it.
In a real SAS patrol, there would be only 4 people, and if one were injured, it would be left to just 3 other members of the patrol to get him out. The volunteers will find it an excruciatingly difficult task, even though there are 6 of them to share the burden.
Who's struggling? What's up?
Just digging into your shoulder, I'm all right. No, you won't manage.
Come on then, let's move. Come on, guys, sort yourself out. What are we going to do? Come on, let's go. What are we going to do?
Come on, if we think it's good, come
What are we going to do?
Come on!
Come on, pick it up.
Lift.
1, 2, 3, go. Right. Put it on your shoulder.
Iona has been assigned the job of keeping watch over the casualty.
I know I'm going to be probably one of the weaker members of the group, which I'm very aware of, and I'm working hard on my fitness, etc., to try and build this up. I'm determined not to be, and I don't want to be treated any differently to the men.
The patrol have a long way ahead of them through the rough terrain. The heat and humidity is unrelenting. They'll need all their strength and determination to keep going. In this scenario, the life of their wounded patrol member depends on them not giving in.
1 second, man. 1 second.
Guys, can we quickly swap sides?
No.
Go.
Okay, let's go.
Quickly up it so the front ones get...
Get 1, 2.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Take it off anyone. Put him down, check his breathing. Put him down, put him down.
Iona calls for them to stop because she's concerned about the casualty. The DS decides to fake a bit of vomiting.
Head to the side, head to the side.
The correct response is to check his airway is
Tongue
clear.
out, get his tongue out, get his tongue out.
It's alright.
Come on, who's watching security?
Okay,
Always think about the integrity of the patrol.
Respond. Okay, right, his tongue's alright. Okay, that's
They decide to put him in the recovery position.
Yeah.
This will help keep his airway clear.
Got 4 on.
Yeah, come on, Tim, let's go. Right. Respond again. Friend. Yeah, okay, right.
Let's go then.
It's good. Ready? Ready to lift?
Weapon ironer.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And say line,
No.
say line, say line.
Got it.
Up on your shoulder. Check you can breathe.
Just keep going. Right.
Right, we've got to negotiate this bridge, right? Really slowly. Obstacle, yeah?
Right, what obstacle?
Bridge.
Two-plank bridge.
Bridge.
Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right, really slow over this, guys. We've got to drop this load to this end, Jill.
Can you keep that as high as possible, guys? Slowly, just go really slow. Hang on, wait. Go on. Right, really slow. Slow. Right, Sam. Stop. Stop. Sam, you need to hold this one. Yeah, and I'll get in the middle of it.
You want to go down, Susan?
Yeah, okay.
Slowly.
Now, wait.
Slowly.
Okay.
They drop the DS, but he's a hard man and he doesn't even flinch. There's a debate on how to get him back onto the stretcher.
Okay, you need to get him back on the thing.
Roll him over that way and roll him. Stretch him underneath him.
Right, leave him. I'm just going to check his breathing.
Check his airways.
You alright? Grunt.
Although Ian is patrol commander, it's Tim who begins to exert his influence.
And then we've got to pick this one up really quickly, yeah? Yeah. So as soon as he's over and under, in fact, can we lift him up and shove the stretcher underneath him? Can we lift him onto it?
Come onto
Put
it.
the stretcher this side of him and roll him
No,
onto
there's a big gap. There's a big gap. It will just fall straight down. Just fall down. Okay, I'm going to lift his legs. Because his body's going to be heavy, yeah, and get down his body. Don't worry about his legs. We can lift his legs then. We can roll his legs onto there.
I'm just tensioning the stretcher.
Watch your feet, Sam. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And again. Ready? Pick this up. Hold that. Ready?
Stick his head.
Hold his head, Iona.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, up.
Push his head. Okay, I need to get out.
Hold his head, Iona. Hold his head. Come on.
Tim is emerging as a real challenger to Ian for the patrol commander's role.
Down here, let's sort him out. Down. Right, let's sort him out. Let's put him back.
I'm going to get on the other side.
Okay, Iona, you want to get him in recovery position. Right position.
You're right, you're still with us. You need to get his head further on.
Put him down. Put him down, Ian. That's it, that's fine. Okay? We ready to rock? Yeah. Yeah, everybody in the right positions? Right. Yeah? Yeah. You okay, Sam? Yeah. Right.
You've got a break. Bend your knees. 1,
2, 3. Up. Right, now let's watch from behind and check we aren't rolling it.
Eddie meets the patrol and adds a final twist to the tale.
Put the sides of it down.
Just your head.
Somebody checking?
He's still with us, Dave?
He's dead. He's dead.
He's been grunting.
He's dead. What are you going to do? Baffling. He's dead.
If he's dead,
Got to
check
leave
if he's got any information on him.
Leave him here.
Strip him of anything. Of anything that might be incriminating.
Parsons.
Take his weapon, take his webbing, take any incriminating evidence, and we just have to leave him if he's dead.
Throw him on the side of the bushes, lad.
Take his chain off him as well.
His ID does.
Yes.
We're just going to throw him on the side of the bushes.
He's dead, he's dead. We've got to move
What
on.
are you going to do with him?
We just hide him somewhere.
Hide him?
Burn.
Burn him?
No. At the end of the day, we can just leave him because we've already left.
The
Top there, we've already left the sign.
You're in charge, Parsons.
We're just going to hide him, and we're going to carry on, complete our mission.
You look his mother in the face and tell her that, will you?
Well, we can come back and get him later.
You come back and get him later.
Well, I don't know. I think we've just got. I think the main thing is to get that documentation back and to get us back and leave him.
Okay, fine. Carry on.
Okay, you ready on the pole? 1, 2, 3, up on your shoulders.
The DS's role has come to its tragic end, and they have to dump him in the bushes.
Okay, put him down. Put him down. We're throwing him into the bushes for the ants and the rats and all the rest of it.
Barry, our volunteers have just left the area where the casualty has died. Did they do the right thing?
Yes, I mean, if they're in enemy territory, hostile territory, you can't afford to carry a dead person. As sad as it is, you just can't do it. I mean, if the opportunity was there to get the dead person out, a helicopter or whatever, yes, you would take it. But 9 times out of 10, you have to strip the person, try and hide the body if you can, that's all you can do. Sometimes you have to leave a wounded person, somebody you know is going to die within the next couple of hours. I'll leave them. And generally, if they're still talking and still able to communicate with you, you just say, look, we're gonna leave you. And the guy will say, leave me, look, I'm a burden, leave me, go, I'll look after myself.
After leaving the body, the patrol can now move much more quickly. They are still behind enemy lines and continue to navigate their way back to where they hid the boats. To get there, Ian must locate a point to cross back over the river.
All round the fence, all round the fence. Square stuff. Right. So we're going to check out this crossing.
Before Ian takes the patrol across the river, the DS wants to check he knows his exact position.
I want to see where you're on the map. Any time he could get shot, you could end up in charge, yeah, or having to navigate yourself. That's why everybody must be able to navigate.
Right here.
Okay, how are you going to navigate back to the...
I was going to follow the river stuff.
The enemy uses rivers, tracks.
I know, but we've been compromised.
Yeah, well, what are you doing on the track then? You're going to have another contact, and have another casualty.
I was going to, because we've been compromised, I thought we'd stay to the track.
What, stay on the track, but that's how you're going to get compromised. Well, we're going cross-country and starting to navigate. This is where the Special Forces kick in, Parsons. This is where you've got to become Special Forces. Yeah? Special Forces don't use tracks.
Stuff.
We navigate from feature to feature.
Right.
Civvies use from tracks. Do you want to give up, Parsons?
No stuff.
We'll start sparking and start thinking.
Stuff.
Right, where are you?
Here.
Okay, get a grip of the squad. Tell them what's happening next.
Yes. We're just here, we're literally on that corner there.
Yep.
That's where we've got to get to there.
Yep.
So, it's about a kilometre and a bit.
So we're going to use the same river crossing?
We can't use the tracks.
Okay.
So we've got to...
So what do you want to do? You could cross here? We could go on the north side?
Yeah, I think we should do that then.
What are you doing, Pantling, standing up there? Moron, getting some cover. Remember the home run in ambush. Don't switch off after a contact.
And I found the last couple of years really, really tough for me, learning, like becoming a mountain instructor. I mean, to start off with, I'd go out of a group and I'd want to go at my pace, and I'd sort of leave the group, which was terrible. I mean, I've had to really learn to control that.
This is when it happens. Now get a grip, Parsons. Come on then, move.
Right, we're doing river crossing, guys. I do think I'm going to make it through to the end. That's why I'm going. I've got to be positive, confident, but not overconfident at the same time. But yes, I sincerely do hope I want to make it through. I want to make it through, definitely.
The patrol is getting close to where they've hidden the boats. Their location marks the boundary of enemy territory. They use them to travel back down the river to base camp. When they arrive, the DS debriefs them on the river ambush exercise.
Okay. Big moral dilemma, isn't it? You got a wounded man. One of the big advantages and disadvantages of obviously special forces such as the SAS and Delta Force, SEALs, Pathfinders, Paratroopers, Royal Marines, etc. around the world is they do operate in small groups. You lose one man, you're down 25% of your force. Now there's 6 of you here. Normally there'd be 3 of you. You see how difficult it is? Yeah, so that's why you have to be fit and strong. I know you're all fit, strong people, but you understand the difference of also within the kit, having to think tactically, plus having to navigate, plus having to think about the big picture. So there is a lot of stress on soldiers, yeah? So that's why we go through what? No, what's the word for it? A selection process. So that's why we thrash you now and beast you now. Why?
So you know what to do later on.
To weed people out, yeah, to simulate it, to make it difficult, make it a good hard battle lesson. Because come the day of the races, you are going to be faced with these dilemmas. And you've got to make that decision. Do we leave them? Do we carry them and compromise the whole patrol? What's the mission? The mission is to get the information back. Should that be the cost of your life? It's a real moral dilemma, isn't it? There's a lot of onus on the individuals and the patrol commanders. Yep. Any questions? Main thing you found hard about today?
As a general rule, if you're a man down and they're still alive, you should try and get them out. Is that right?
What do you think, Appleby?
Yeah, until he dies.
Yep. Of course you do.
Then you leave him.
Because that person could be you. Person could be you. Do you want to be left behind, Parsons?
No.
Do you understand why we go through a very steep process of picking the right people? Because you're going to like this and stuff is going to happen. Any points, Pantley?
No, sir.
Appleby?
As I presume as a soldier in a patrol, then you just put complete faith in the commander and you don't comment on
No,
anything.
you put faith in each other. Obviously, if he's doing something bone, you speak up, yeah?
Right.
Parsons, you're a complete bell end. The three of us think that way, you're saying that way. Yep, that's why even a private soldier in the SES is of a high calibre, yeah? He may be a colour sergeant, a sergeant in another unit, but he then joins the SES, he goes back to being trooper again. So you do have a high calibre of individual.
Yep.
Yep. Points, Parsons?
Extracting a casualty takes a lot of people, a lot of effort. It's harder work than you think. Yeah, it's tough.
Hence
Very
the
tough.
tactic of wounding people, yeah? Because we know now how many folk it takes.
If you wound the opposition, you stand a much better chance of killing them.
That's why we moved to 5.56 and used to smaller grenades rather than the old 7.62 and heavier grenades, yeah? Maim the individual, tied up the logistics. Points, Phillips?
Provisions on what doing this with the body. Is the right thing just to dump it?
Blow it up sometimes.
So, Mrs. Pantling, where's my son? I blew your son to smithereens, Mrs. Pantling. His head went into the river, pigs ate his feet and his entrails, and we threw the rest of him into the fish. Do you think that's a good idea, Pantling?
It was just in some of the books I read, they...
Well, you're reading Mickey Mouse books, stop reading them, yeah? So that's why you've all got to be highly trained and motivated as individuals and as a team, and have a good sense of esprit de corps.
After a long, exhausting day, the volunteers finally head back to the Basha area. The river ambush was the greatest test of the volunteers' soldiering abilities so far. As they grab some food, their overall performance is being discussed by Eddie and the DS. Any one of them could be dismissed. The volunteers are called to the parade ground. It's judgment time.
Close up our way a little bit. I'll do it.
Eddie and the DS have made their decision.
Okay, listen in. What we're going to go now is dismissals. The people are going to be dismissed. First of them is Robertson. Put your weapon down. Off you go and catch the boat.
Why do you think it is you've been binned? I haven't interviewed Eddie yet, so I don't know. But
I think a number of things. I think mainly I'm not physically strong enough to, I will push myself until I can't go on, basically, but that's not enough. That's not enough for them. And also I don't think I've got the right mind for it.
are you frustrated at all now? So we've come this far, it's almost like losing in the semi-final.
Maybe a little bit, just a bit.
Thank you, Aileen. Be the diamond.
Just over it.
Wash now.
Yes.
Eat now, please.
And the second dismissal is Pantling. Put your weapon down on the boat.
White stuff?
Just get on the boat now.
Why do you think you've been binned?
I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I haven't found it... Maybe I haven't found it that hard, and I haven't. And I'm not just saying that. I put my hand on my heart. I swear on my life, I haven't found it that tough at all.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm just gutted. So that, you know,
No, it's fine. Don't be silly. Let it,
I am absolutely devastated. Absolutely.
You've been, for me, the team player.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if they see that. I mean, literally every single day since I got here, I've had the med pack. Do you know how heavy that is? When, like, Ian and Thingy's feet have been really bad, who's taking the extra weight? When they couldn't even move, who's been cooking their extra dinner? Who's been doing this? Who's been doing that? I have. I've just got to know why, and I want to know why. I just don't know.
Sam, thank you very much.
No, thank you,
Brilliant competitor and
cheers.
Indomitable spirit. And you've been a real team player as well.
Wow, cheers, buddy. You don't know.
I never hug men on television.
Can I have a kiss as well?
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Eddie, you horrible, horrible man. Those are two very good contestants, volunteers. Why'd you win him?
Well, let's start with Panton first of all. He's got an attitude problem. He's very selfish. He's the only person who feels that he's worth any notice in the team. He doesn't work as a team player.
You don't think? I thought he was a great team player.
He's not a team player at all. Going out in patrol, walking along in patrol, eating biscuits, not watching his other patrol members. Tactically, he was totally inept. And all that, you know, all aspects of the soldiering side.
He's quite incredulous. He thinks he's worked quite hard. I think he's worked quite hard. I mean, he's a fit man.
I'm not disputing he's a fit man, but he's got to have the right attitude. And you can't have someone who's only interested in themselves above the rest of the team.
Well, I'm surprised by that, Eddie, because I thought he was a good team player, but you're the expert. Secondly, Iona. Well, she's got some fighting spirit, hasn't she?
Iona's got the heart of a horse, and she would walk and run and do anything until she died. But physically up top she's not strong enough muscular-wise, and it was noticeable today and throughout the course that she tries very hard at everything she does, but physically she doesn't have the upper body strength.
Is that what's kept her in so far?
Yeah, it's a willpower and a determination to carry on, and I think deep down inside she realised that she was the weakest member of the people that's left, and it was obvious up at the casualty today that she really couldn't take any part in it, and she's sort of fluttering around like a butterfly, not really knowing what to do and not able to help very much.
All right, Eddie. Two very tough dismissal. Thank you very much. From 24 members of the public, it's down to the final 4. It's a fantastic achievement to get this far. They have survived 14 punishing days in the jungle. Now they face the final mission, which will stretch them to their absolute limits. Who is the toughest? Which of them is the best? Next week on SAS Jungle, are you tough enough?
I think the pressure's on now. God knows what they're going to throw at us.
This is to do with teamwork and SAS. Speed, aggression, surprise.
Plus, you're not the team player, Parsons. You're looking after number 1.
Really look forward to getting rid of this thing.
I'll be happy when it's over.